In our classroom, we use 3-column notes for vocabulary. Basically, the first column would be the word, the second column would be the definition, and the last column would be a picture that the students create to match the definition that they're working on. The reason for doing this is so that the students can take the notes, fold them into those columns, and study them. They can look at the word beside the picture and then take and open it to see if they actually knew the definition that they thought they knew. It's great for memorization of vocabulary and for retention of those vocabulary terms, and it's certainly great for visual learners. All right, the next piece that we're going to do is going to be following this, and it's going to be simply taking your vocabulary words and creating what we know as 3-column notes. Now, 3-column notes is a simple strategy where, of course, we have our word in one column, the next column is the definition, and the final column is going to be your picture. Now, let's think back. Even though you've done these many, many times, why is it important to put a really good picture beside the definition for a word? Think about that. Pair with your team. Why is that important? Okay, I hear basically some of the same things coming out of your mouths. What is the main reason that we want to put a really good picture when we're doing our 3-column notes? Kelly?
We can remember it.
So that you'll remember it. The great part about 3-column notes as well is this. You can simply fold along the columns and use those columns to study by. For example, if I fold over the word with just the picture on the side, I'll be able to look at the word, say it to myself, look at my great picture that I've drawn that should help me remember what the meaning is, and then I can say, okay, adaptation means blah, blah, blah. Pop open my notes and see if I was actually correct. If I am correct, I can move on to the next word. So the 3-column notes aren't just for you to remember what the words are, but they're a great study tool as well. I love the way that this team is sitting up really nicely. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to pass these out to you. All right. Read for me your first word there, Lorenzo.
Environment.
The first word is environment. Read for me, please, the definition of environment. Kelly?
All the things, living or non-living things that
surround
you.
Okay, all the living or non-living things that surround you. For example, if I am outside in our playground out here and I am looking around me, what would be in my environment out there? Tyler? Okay, we've got a tree out here. What else would be in that environment, living and non-living?
Grass.
We've got grass growing out there. Ebony?
The swing.
We've got swing set out there. Sarah? Plants that are growing. We have them right along here on the sidewalk. Neandra? We've got leaves that have fallen down.
Library.
We've got a library building that stands out there. It's non-living, but it certainly is there. Yes?
Wind.
What was that?
Wind.
Wind that blows. It's non-living, but we have air out there, certainly.
Sidewalk.
We've got a sidewalk. That's non-living, but it definitely exists in that particular environment. Neandra, last one.
Road.
And we've got a road right out there beside it, okay? So let's go ahead. You don't have any problem with your definition being written there because yours is already printed on the page. What I want you to do now is we're going to create a picture to go with environment. What's a simple environment we could draw? We just talked about it. The playground or the area right outside our room, okay? So let's go ahead and draw. Ms. Driggers is going to create a box up here just like yours that you have on your page. And I'm going to try to draw that. I'm going to draw our door to our classroom, and I'm going to write class on it because my artistic skills are not very great. And then we're going to have a sidewalk. We're going to have some bushes over here. Okay. Out here we've got a big what? Tree going on. Okay. What would be the living things that live here?
Birds.
Okay, we've got grass. Okay, we've got maybe a squirrel on the tree. Okay, no making fun of Miss Driggers here with the little drawing. And that is a squirrel. Okay, we have birds, I heard somebody say. What else?
Ant.
Yes?
Ant bed.
Okay, we have ant beds, ant mounds going on out there. Okay, so I'm going to draw a little mound and put a bunch of little dots. No making fun. All right. Okay. So we've got living and non-living things. So what could I do? I'm thinking, how might I put something in there that will help me remember that this is an environment with living and non-living things, because that's a key piece in my definition. Maybe for this particular case, I know, I could take the bird and put a little dash mark and put living, put an L for living. What would I put, for example, beside my door? What could I put beside the door? NL for what, Ebony?
Non-living.
Non-living, okay? So now what I want you guys to do on your own, now that we've done one together, I want you guys to start talking to each other if you need a little help, but come up with a quick picture to go along with your words and definitions. So the first thing, of course, you're going to have to do is read the word, read the definition, and then if you need some help, talk to your team and say, what are you going to draw? I think I'm going to draw this because the definition says this, okay? I'm going to move around while you guys talk to each other and start coming up with your pictures.